Hi everyone, myself Viharika. I am working as assistant professor from the Department of Information Technology and work from MLR Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. In this lecture, I am going to discuss what is iterative development and rational unified process. Previously, I have discussed what is waterfall model and prototype model. Now, I am going to discuss iterative model as well as rational unified model. Now, let us discuss what is iterative development. Iterative development is a software development approach where the system is built incrementally through repeated cycle. Here, iteration means it is nothing but it is the repeated cycles, allowing for frequent reassessment and refinement of the product. Instead of delivering the entire software in one go at the end, like it is like in the waterfall model, iterative model development breaks the project into small parts, and each part is developed, tested, and improved in the cycles. For example, as per the customer requirements, it goes for the development stage first. After collecting the feedback from the customer, it goes for the tested case, and next it go for the design, development, all the phases continuously, simultaneously. It divides the entire project into small parts. In iterative development, future code is designed, developed, and tested in repeated cycles. These cycles are iterations. We also call it as sprints. This iteration, we also call it as sprints, given the concept its name. With iteration, additional features can be designed, developed, and tested to add to the programmer's functionality. This iteration continue until a fully functional software application is created and ready for the development to customer or end users. For example, previously we have introduced one iPhone 15. As per the customer requirement, we have already deployed this feature to the market. After completing that, they have asked for the new features, updated for the new features in iPhone 15. That we are upgrading this iPhone 15 into iPhone 15 Pro, and we are going to release this iPhone 15 Pro to the market. By using this entire process of iteration only, we are going to develop one product. And what are the key aspects of iteration development architecture? Now let us discuss. It is small manageable cycles. Projects are divided into smaller, and here iteration is nothing but it is a repeatable cycles. Feedback and refinement. Each iteration involves in designing, coding, testing, and review. It allows for the continuous improvement based upon the feedback. For example, customer is not satisfied with the design method. Again, based upon the feedback, again we are going to redesign this product. Again, we go for coding. We also go for the feedback of the customer. Next, testing also. This process, entire process, we call it as iteration method. Next, it focuses on delivering working software. The goal is to deliver a working product at the end of each iteration, providing a functional piece of the software earlier and often. Next, suitable for complex projects. Iterative development is particularly useful when project requirements are not well defined or may change over time. Flexibility, it also has the key aspects like flexibility and adaptability. It allows for changes and improvements to be made at each stage. As we have discussed, it allows the changes in design phase, coding phase, and testing phase. Continuous changes will be occur in this iteration method. Rather than waiting until the end of the project, it does not wait till the completion of the project. It improves the priority itself. Next, let us discuss how it works, how the iteration may works. The key phases in most process models are, though these process models may vary Most include the following common stages that include in this iteration is requirement analysis, system design, implementation, testing, deployment, maintenance. As we know, these are the 6 phases that include in the iteration model. As what is requirement analysis? It understanding what the user wants. System designing is it creating architectural and technical blueprints. Implementations means writing actual code. Based upon this design method only, we are going to write the actual code. Testing means validating the system works as intended or not. Whether the product is working perfectly or not, we are going to test in the testing process. Deployment, delivering the system to the end user environment as per the customer requirement. We are going to deliver the project in the deployment method. Maintenance, it is going to fix the bugs, updating software and adapting to changes. Each software process model defines how these stages are organized and executed, whether it is linearly and iteratively, incrementally or adaptively. It checks the entire process model. This is how the iterative development works. This is the architecture of iteration. You can observe this architecture. In iteration 1, first we are collecting the requirement. Next we are going for the analysis and design, testing, implementation, review. Based upon the customer review, again we are, if any changes in the design, we are going back to the iteration 2 method, that is design, testing, implementation. If any feedback we have collected from the customer, again we are going to change the design method, testing, implementation based upon the feedback. If the product is completed successfully, we are going to deploy the product, and finally maintenance. This is how the iteration may works flow. This is the architecture of iterative development. Now, let us discuss the real-time example of iterative development. Iterative development is a software development approach, involves creating a product through the cycles of planning, designing, building and testing, with each cycle building upon the previous one. A real-time example for this is the continuous improvement of a mobile application. Now, we are using WhatsApp. For this WhatsApp, we are upgrading the latest version according to the video calls. We have used this WhatsApp only for chatting. Now it is upgraded with video calls, sending images and creating images in this WhatsApp also, and it is upgraded for adding the new features. That is the real-time example for this mobile application, where developers release new version with the bug fix and enhancement based on user feedback, creating a loop of development and here refinement. These are the real-time examples of iterative development is mobile app development. New version of apps are regularly released to address the bugs, and it adds the new features, and it improves the user experience based on the user's feedback. But for the customer requirement only, we are going to upgrade the new version in the mobile phone also. This entire process is done through iterative development. Now let us discuss what is rational unified process. Rational unified process is the framework for software engineering process. Rational unified process is an iterative and incremental approach to improving problem knowledge through the consecutive revisions. It is an architecture-centric and use-case-driven approach that manages risk and is flexible in change. RUP incrementally improves an effective solution through the repeated iterations. We have done the repeated iterations in the iterative development. By this only, the RUP has incrementally improved. Rational unified process has improved a lot by using this iteration development. Rational unified process is the software development process for object-oriented models. It is also known as unified process models. It is created by Rational Corporation and is designed and documented by using UML. As we know, UML diagrams, all this has done by using this Rational Corporations. It is used for designing and documenting purpose. What is UML? UML stands for Unified Modeling Language. This process is included in the IBM Rational Method Composer product. IBM is nothing but International Business Machine Corporation, and it allows us to customize, design and personalize the unified process. Now, what are the phases that include in rational unified process? Let us discuss. We are having total 5 phases that include in the RUP. One is inception, elaboration, construction, transition and finally production. Now let us see how this inception, elaboration, construction, transition, production is going to deal with the product. See, here inception and elaboration is going to deal with the planning method, and this elaboration is going to deal with the planning and modeling method, and construction is going to deal with construction, and deployment and construction is going to deal with transition method. Finally, this inception is going to deal with the communication as well as the planning. Finally, it is this production may going to release the product by using software increment. This is the architecture of rational unified process. What is inception here? Let us discuss. Communication and planning are the main ones. Identify the scope of the project by using use case model, allowing managers to estimate cost and time required. Customer requirements are identified and then it becomes easy to make a plan for the project. The project plan, project goal, risk, use case model and project description are going to made in this inception model. The project is checked against the milestone criteria, and if it could not pass this criteria, then the project can be either cancelled or redesigned. Next, let us discuss what is elaboration. Here we are going to planning. Here this elaboration is going to deal with the planning as well as the modeling, as we have discussed now. A detailed evaluation and development plan is carried out and diminish the risk. Revise or define the use case model approximately. It is 80% business case and risk can be conducted in this elaboration. And again it checked against milestone criteria, and if could not pass this criteria, then again project can be cancelled or redesigned. Here it is executable architecture based upon the baseline. And next we are going to discuss what is construction phase. The project is developed and completed. System or source code is created, and then here the testing may done. Coding may takes place here in the construction phase, and here in the transition phase the final project is going to release for the public. It is going to deploy the project, and here it transits the project from the development into the production. It updates the product documentation, and here beta testing is going to conduct, and defects are removed from the project based upon the feedback from the public. Any defects are there in the document, it can be removed based upon the public customer feedback. And finally, production phase. The final phase of this model, the project is maintained and updated according to the customer needs. And what are the advantages we are going to discuss in this rational unified model? Rational unified process provides good documentation. It completes the process in itself. It provides risk management support. it reuses the components, and hence total time duration is less for this rational unified process. Good online support is available and in the form of tutorials as well as a training. Now let us discuss what are the disadvantages that include in this rational unified process. These are the disadvantages that we use in this rational unified process. Team of expert professional is required for designing this project, as the process is very complex here. Complex and not properly organized process. More dependency on risk management, hard to integrate again and again. It is hard to integrate this process again and again. And let us take one real-time example for this rational unified process. Here in this inception phase, what is the problem? Is the project worth doing or not? The goal of understanding this inception phase, understand the business case first, and it defines the project's scope. The activities that include in this goal are: identify the stakeholders, that is, stakeholders are who? Bank managers, loan officers, and customers are the stakeholders. Define high-level system functionality, either user login, loan application submission, document upload, approval workflow. Prepare initial risk assessment and cost benefit analysis. These are the activities that include in this inception phase. Deliverables. These are the vision document, initial use case model, project plan is in the high level, business case document will be clear in this inception phase. Now let us discuss what is elaboration phase. Here what do we need to build? Here we are going to discuss what we need to build and how it will be built. Here the goal for elaboration phase is: define and validate the system architecture and refine the project plan. Activities that include in this elaboration phases: analyze major requirements like loan types, credit checks, notification system. These are the major requirements we need to analyze. And here we have to develop an executable architecture prototype. For example, simulate loan and loan form submission, we have to develop the architecture. Address high risk elements like data security and integration with credit score APIs. Deliverables are software architecture document and detailed use case model, updated project plan. What we are going to do in this project, we are going to update in this elaboration phase, and risk list, and next we are going to deliver the domain model. This is nothing but elaboration phase. Now let us discuss what is construction phase. Here we are going to build the system in the construction phase. The goal for this construction phase is develop the application components as well as the features for this construction phase. The activities that include in this construction phase are: implement modules, user management, loan processing engine, as well as the document upload service. It performs continuous integration as well as the testing. It prepare user manuals and training materials. What are the deliverables here? It working with the software at each iteration, test cases and results, and updated design models, integration, test reports. It is going to build the entire system into the entire project in the construction phase. Now let us discuss what is transition phase. It is going to move the production and support. The goal for this transition phase is it is going to deploy the system to the user and it provides a support. Activities here we are using is beta testing with selected bank branches and fix post-development deployment issues. For example, loan approval delays, anything that bugs will be found, we have to resolve that and train the bank staff. And finally, we have to finalize the system documentation, whether it was the documentation was clear or not. We have to check in this activities. The deliverables we are using here is final release, deployment guide, training material, and support plan. These are the real-time example for this rational unified process. Thank you.